you know how Mater Dei is. They're going to go in the game confident, as they should. But the disrespect, I wasn't going to handle it. So I was glad the way we won, because I was not going to wake up the next day seeing all over social media people wearing their shirts, the 3-peat. So they might as well just throw those shirts away.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 10 of the Show LA, the hottest high school football show in Southern California. I'm AP.
This is LP.
And it was championship week, so no games of the week because they were all hot.
Everybody was game of the week.
And where'd you go last night?
I was at San Juan Hills at Loyola, and it was a rainy game, and I was also at a Friday night rainy game over at St. Paul. So
lucky for me, I didn't go to any rainy games. Our guy Blaze was actually at the St. Pius game against Torrance, and it was raining cats and dogs, but Friday night it did not rain, so it gave me a chance to head up to West Hills. Sierra Canyon at Chaminade was a crazy game, but the Trailblazers, they did their dirt. And then last night, was Mater Dei Bosco.
Yeah, and I think that's the game everybody wants to hear about, is still talking about. I got to catch the tail end of that, so we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, and you know what? First and foremost, though, like we start off every show, we're going to get into some highlights, so stay tuned for some action, and we'll be right back.
Here we go. We're going to start Division 4, San Juan Hills at Loyola. This is for the Division 4 title game. Loyola was 3-6 headed into the playoffs, so they put up a good fight.
They peaked late.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did. But it was San Juan Hills up the whole time. And honestly, the only highlights we really need to see are Joey Hobart, Washington State commit.
Talk about it.
So Joey Hobart had a scoop and score right before the half, and then in the third quarter, he takes a direct snap from the Wildcat, runs it in himself. He also had he blocked a extra point.
So he's basically the Mr. Everything.
Yeah, he was the punter,
Quick fact, Billy Joe Hobart, his dad, 9 NFL seasons, quarterback, and I believe he led Washington to a national championship, right?
Yep. DSPN said it was a co-natty, so it's fun fact.
Stats coming in, by the way, from DSPN on the regular. He's the man. But Loyola had a great year. They've got a few seniors. They've got a young team. We had Sierra right in the studio the other day. And so, look for the Cubs to do some big things.
You know who was actually on the sideline? Terrell Owens was on the sidelines because his son Taj is a running back for Loyola.
Now, quickly, my little brother plays in an adult league with Terrell Owens, and he put 42 points on that man, Terrell Owens, in a hoop game. So.
Okay, cool.
That's just a quick fact. My brother's a hooper. He played in the Drew, but it runs in the blood. But yeah, Loyola, great game, man. But San Juan Hills, they wanted it more.
Yeah, Loyola made it interesting. Like I said, this was a fourth quarter battle. It came down to the last 30 seconds. Braden Zermino ended up throwing a pick, so that kind of sealed the deal on it. But good effort from both teams.
And then next up, we had the D2 championship. So let's check out those highlights. And in the D2 game, it was a cold one. If it was raining, I promise you I wasn't going to make it. But it didn't rain, and it rained DJ Harvey.
Yeah, this is Showstopper nominee CLA Awards, so you can see why.
So last week's video, I said number 2 played like Deion Sanders. People thought I was capping, and this game he played like prime time. So whether you want to call him Deion or prime time, number 2, DJ Harvey, he cribbed the punt, had a couple pass breakups. Must have had well over 100 yards receiving. He's the man. And here we go. We have a touchdown from number 21, Hunter Williams.
Punches it in.
He was a factor, had another touchdown early on in the game, but to be honest with you, this was a lopsided game. It was 28-7 at one point. The game ended up being 35-7, but they really ran away with this one. Sierra Canyon did, and Ian Duarte, who's the freshman all-everything for Chaminade, had 1 touchdown catch early, and then that Sierra Canyon defense just completely locked down.
Yeah.
So Sierra Canyon headed down to Dago.
We'll play Helix.
Yeah, and if you know San Diego, a lot of people call it Dago.
Oh, is it? Okay.
See, I'm just putting you up on the game.
All right.
Daygo, by the way. But yeah, so Helix, they're hosting Sierra Canyon. It should be a great one next week.
All right, guys, next up, it's Division 3. This is Ethan Garber's to Stanford commit Mark Redmond, and then pretty much the rest of the
Washington
game.
commit to Stanford commit. And Ethan Garbers does that a lot, right? Because John Humphreys is also a Stanford commit.
John Humphreys, it's pretty much them the whole way through after this.
So we got Julian Stokes here, made a nice move. That definitely classifies as an ankle breaker, got to the pylon. This game was actually really close. It was 21-21, right, at one point.
Right, it was close.
And we asked DSPN what happened, and he explained it simply. Ethan Garbers to John Humphreys happened.
Right here, that's what happened.
And John Humphreys that dude's a cheat code. His brother played linebacker, he plays receiver. This dude is built for the league.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was basically that 1-2.
And a little swag in the end zone.
Yeah,
you like to see the CDM boys turning up. Ethan Garber shows the wheels right here, but he got hawked. Let's just face it. It's all good, Ethan. You're a pocket passer. But that was a great game. So Corona Del Mar actually got revenge because Grace Brethren beat them last year.
Yeah, so now the roles have switched on the D3 title. Okay, so up next we got Division 11. It's Marina versus Muir.
Right here, huge touchdown catch from Marina early on. And there weren't too many touchdowns in this game, but there were a ton of picks. You got a big play right here from Muir, though. One of the few big offensive plays of the game.
Huge catch.
And then, it happens like this sometimes. But you got a sack here, but then you got a tipped ball that leads to an interception on the next clip here.
Was impressive.
Looked like it went off the guy's back.
Off his foot or back, or what was
Something. And then you got number 8 right here, Jake Hall from Marina. This dude is a football player. You can see the play he makes on this ball. He really goes up, he high points it.
Yeah.
But what I like more than that is he gets loose. He gets up the field immediately. The dude, you could tell he's a gamer. He caught it and he wanted to go.
We got another pick coming up right here. This is Eric Church.
Off the tip, it looked like the mirror, it hit off the back of the heel of the mirror player.
Comes up with it, yeah. Like you said, a lot of
you know what they
picks
say? They call it the tip drill. So you practice that a lot of times on the defense. And then we have Jake Hall again, man. Just athletic. I mean, that pick was sick. I don't know which one I like more, the first one or the second one,
but too. He's not done.
He's getting loose. So Jake Hall, I don't know what your grades are looking like, bro, but you look like a Pac-12 player to me. You look like definitely a D1 guy. But Jake Hall, college coaches, take a look at this dude from Marina because he led him to the ship.
All right, so what everybody's been waiting for, 1 versus 2, Mater Dei versus Bosco. Yeah, the rematch we've all been waiting for all season.
Best 2 quarterbacks in the nation, best pocket passer in the nation, best dual threat QB in the nation.
It was a historic game, to say the least.
Now, it started off crazy because Mater Dei's first possession, it reminded me of the first matchup at Bosco when Bryce hit Cody Epps, except this time they got Quincy Craig mismatched on a safety. And this dude,
62 yards.
Yeah, he might still be running right now. So 7-0 early. And then Bryce Young here to Christian Dixon sets him up in the red zone. Yep. And what happens next?
Then he hits Kyron Ware Hudson right there in the corner.
He got the foot down. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's sick. We're gonna go with the catch was more impressive on that one.
I think so. Yeah, but
So
Bryce put it in the best spot. So at this point, I got a text message from somebody. I'm not naming any names, but they said the game was over. And it ain't over till it's over. Now, a big thing on the night, the quarterbacks were throwing the ball behind the receivers a lot, but Justin Hunter makes a good play. And then who turns out to, I think, be the MVP of the game in my book.
Logan Loya.
He makes the field goal, and they needed that 3. Yeah. They desperately needed that 3 because it gave them some life. And now you have, you got Speedy right here, makes an amazing one-handed catch. But he gets
stripped, you see his sideswipe.
He got sideswiped, but then what happens next? Nathan Burrell, I was right there in the end zone. He doesn't sack Bryce Young, but he almost does, and Bryce Young threw to nobody, which is intentional grounding in the end zone, and that is a safety. And the tribe went nuts.
So it's 5 points for Bosco there.
What I liked about Bosco's approach is you see DJ right here with the ankle breaker. He ran the ball a lot more than he did in the first matchup, but he goes down here hard, and you don't sack him much. Jake Newman.
Big pick there.
He got burnt twice by Cody Epps in that game against Bosco last time, and Jake Newman was not having it.
He remembered.
You better have. Well, Logan Loya, he's a factor. I mean, 1 break tackle, 2 break. Come on.
Yeah,
Logan
he's
Loya,
going to UCLA next year.
He better do something. Look at that catch. The adjustment right there and then the move. Logan Loya is underrated. That dude's a beast. Now, speaking of beasts, Sam Beast, he coughed it up.
There was a lot of fumbles in this game.
And then Narayan, number 50, picks it up and tosses it to the ref and makes his way to the sideline. But at this point, the game is 14-5. And then Bryce Young, strike.
Another one.
CJ Williams, touchdown. So this makes it 21-5, which is a weird score in football.
But it gets worse.
Yeah, and then it does. It gets worse. It gets 28-5 then, and Chris Hudson right before the half. Yeah.
And we had Danny in the studio today, and he said this was so crucial to keeping the Bosco vibes alive.
So down by 16 and a half is huge, right? So there you go, 30 seconds left in the half. Bosco definitely needed that score. They were down 28-5. Now to open up the second half, Chris Hudson, he provides a spark. He definitely busted that dude down right there. And then what does he do here?
Another beautiful catch.
So this dude played defense, locked down, played offense, played special teams. He's up for our Showstopper of the Year. I like how DJ escaped the pocket here. He wasn't doing this in the first matchup.
No. And, you know, he's doing it freely.
And then right here, they called a penalty on this, but DJ.
But it looks real cool.
Okay, now stop it right here. You know what I would prefer DJ to do there?
All right, what?
Bro, you're 6'5", 240. Run that man over. Run number 20 over. He would still be laying down right now, bro. But he tried to hurdle him. It was a sick hurdle. Don't get me wrong.
It looked sick.
It was dope. But come on, DJ, give that man the business. It seemed like after this hurdle run, there was a spark on the offensive side with Bosco and Adam Aweda. He broke Rajon Davis off. I can't front. His release off the line was tremendous. He stemmed him, got to the corner. DJ threw a dime, and the rest is history. And then Logan Loya to the pylon.
Diving. Oh, he gets there.
Count it. Bryce Young was scrambling all night. Whatever Bosco did worked. And they kind of shook everything up. You could see dropped pass here. There were multiple dropped passes on the Mater Dei side, a few on Bosco's side as well, but that was a 3rd and 12 right there, and that was crucial. And then Adam Aweda again. So, I mean, Aweda strong. He had his faithful out at the game celebrating. No, it's amazing the support he's received, man, but he's played his ass off. And another person that played their tail off.
Just wow.
He went up and snatched it. That's a mismatch. You got 34 on Logan Loya. He's definitely not one of Mater Dei's primary defensive backs. I don't know how the mismatch happened, but Logan Loya took advantage of it. And then, oh my gosh, John Vaughns.
He died there.
I think he did. I think he briefly RIP, and then he came back to life. But UCLA baseball/football commit John Vaughns tried to end this man's life.
All right, so it's just one big hit after another. We have another Nate Burrell sack, takes Bryce down to the ground.
And like Danny said, they had Coach Lockett and his brother playing scout team quarterback all week. So, when you're preparing like that, you're preparing for Bryce Young. But another dime here in the corner of the end zone. Josh Alford thought he was out, but Kyron Ware-Hudson made an amazing catch. It was an amazing throw. Now, huge touchdown pass. This actually made it 39-34. And then Ma'a Nateote, the transfer who came into Bosco this year, 2021 Polynesian Bowl All-Star. He doesn't call game here, but there's still a minute and a half left, and then what happens at the last play of the game?
Don't worry, Chris Hudson
Chris Hudson, check this man's vert, man. Check this man for something, because he had a 78-inch vertical on that. He got up.
Got the jump ball on that.
Got the jump ball. I asked him what he saw, and he said, I saw the ball. And I said, what did you do? He said what he said. I'm gonna let the camera roll.
Watch the mixtape for that one.
Yeah, watch the mixtape. But the best game in the Mater Dei Bosco series that I've ever been to, hands down. And I've been watching these games since the Josh Rosen, Sean McGrew days, Bosco Mater Dei. This was a classic.
Yeah, I mean, this is epic. I mean, Danny said he was in the game and went back and watched it again. Still the best.
And he said he just left the studio and said he was going to go back and watch it again.
So, yeah.
They're on a high.
As always, we want to give a shout out to our partner, Zort Sports.
Zort Sports is a 100% free tournament scheduling and league scheduling app. You can actually download it for iPhone or Android. I'm an Android man myself. So get it on either platform, Zorts_sports on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, guys, it's very fitting. Our player spotlight today, senior linebacker Danny Lockhart out of St. John Bosco.
Thank you for having me again.
You guys just locked up a CIF Southern Section title. Just talk about the high you're on right now.
Still trying to digest that win from last night. Full of emotions. Should we watch the game again right when I got home? But, you know, it was very emotional last night for us to win that game because it meant everything to us. And going in, like, we put everything on the line. And at the beginning of the game, we were beating ourselves, to be honest. And so the second half, right at halftime, Logan Loya, he was a baller. Like, I don't know what we would do without him, but he's a great leader. He stepped up last night. He said a lot of words to us that really made us think like, dang, we either gonna go all in or we gonna play our last game of the season. So we just had to change the momentum, and especially Chris Hudson scoring that touchdown right before halftime put us in a good position. Offense starting the ball off the next half. So it was just all momentum changing, and everybody really dialed in and believing that we could really pull this off. It was not easy, but we did it. So
yeah, I mean,
it was good to be a chance today.
Yeah, what exactly did Logan Loya say? Because it was something even DJ talked about in his post-game interview. So I'm imagining the best speech ever given by a high school football player.
He just said, wake up. Wake up. Like, this is not us. Wake up. We're making them look like they're God or something. And we can hang with these guys. He just told us it was just a wake-up call. That's all I could say.
It's crazy. And then did DJ jump in on that as well and kind of echo those same emotions, or how'd that go down?
I think everybody just really listened and then took it in, and we just went on the field and have a different attitude and just perform the way we were supposed to perform.
So you guys were obviously down at halftime, but at any point in this game, did you ever believe y'all were out of it completely? No, right?
No, I had no doubt in my mind with my team. I believed in them. And right when we were down, I knew that we were making it harder on ourselves. But I knew things weren't going to be easy from the jump. But we just had to execute. And I'm just glad the way we finished last night. Because as you say, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And I watched a post-game interview with Coach Negro, and he just talked about how it's so hard. You know, the split is kind of what everyone expected from Mater Dei Bosco, because it's hard to beat teams as good as you guys twice in a season. Just talk a little bit about that.
I mean, seeing them first, we came off really slow. And again, the second time, we had to play catch up again. But seeing them the first time, I had a feel of what kind of team they were. And I knew after that, they were beatable. So we just had to stop making our own mistakes and just counter on top of that.
So team mentality was huge in this game, but also talk about your fans, because the Bosco crowd knows how to bring the energy too.
Like I said, it's all momentum and energy, and it's all a mental thing. Like trash talk helps. We got dudes on the sideline telling this dude, you can't guard him, you can't do this. It all gets in their head and it gets them out of their game. So, you know, momentum and energy is positive vibes. Nobody's saying we're not gonna lose, we're gonna win this game. Everybody's staying dialed in, it really helps.
What was the worst trash talk you heard last night?
Shoot.
How personal did it get?
Chris Hudson is saying, you can't guard me. Basically.
That's crazy. And did you do some smack talking too?
Yeah, but I don't know if I can say it.
Okay, all right. We'll keep it PG. Keep it PG. Yeah, talk about just Bryce Young. Obviously, in that second half, Mater Dei struggled to score. You guys almost shut them out.
Right. Bryce Young, phenomenal player. We knew what he was capable of, so in order to stop him, we knew what we had to do and get the pressure on him. I had faith in my DBs. D-line played a hell of a game, and they knew that, shoot, if we were gonna win this game, we gotta get to him. So first time, Jake Newman, or one of our safeties, stripped the ball out. We come back on defense again, tip ball, Nate Burrow, tip ball, interception. Like, plays like that just move our momentum forward, and that's what it takes to win a championship game. Like, offense, like they say, offense wins games, but defense wins championships.
All right, who played scout team QB?
Scout team QB, Coach Lockett. Coach Lockett also had his brother played on the Patriots. He played a wide receiver. And shoot, if it wasn't for that scout look, we wouldn't have been prepared. If our guys can cover NFL receivers, we could definitely cover. And that was our job, was just to limit their playmakers last night and not make mistakes on our own.
If you had to pick an MVP from the Bosco defense last night, who would you give that award to? Because you guys had contributions from everybody.
It's hard, but I'm gonna have to give it to my guy Nate, number 36.
Yeah,
on
he
the
was a
D-line.
guy I feel like we didn't
very
see a
young
lot
guy,
of.
sophomore,
Yeah.
but he came alive last night. It's funny because all season I believed in him. Like, dude had a lot of potential, but he went out there and did his thing last night.
Yeah, he
on
had
the biggest stage.
crazy sack. Yeah, wild. And just talk a little bit about kind of, I don't know, disrespect may be the right word. Coming from the Mater Dei side, I heard about some T-shirts that were pre-made.
You know how Mater Dei is. They're going to go in the game confident, as they should. But the disrespect, I wasn't going to handle it. So I was glad the way we won, because I was not going to wake up the next day seeing all over social media people wearing their shirts, the 3P. So they might as well just throw those shirts away.
And how happy are you, for seniors specifically, DJ, to finally get that CIF
It made
grade?
everything. I wasn't here with them all these past 3 years, but it was a blessing to be here now. I mean, everything happens for a reason. We felt like we've been playing forever, so being with them and experiencing, it was just nothing but a blessing.
How long do you get to soak in this moment before you switch gears over to
I'm
staying?
still trying to soak it all in. Like, it's unbelievable. I barely even slept, but I don't know. We'll see, because I'm probably gonna watch the game again. It was
Watch it for a
unbelievable.
third time. How many times have you watched it already?
Twice.
Just twice. All right. Is that the craziest game you've ever played in, and high school football game you've just ever seen?
The fact that it was on the biggest stage, like on a national level, and that Mater Dei, they're not no regular team. They're the truth. And we came out and did what we did last night. It was unbelievable, and we for sure made history last night.
In the top moments of your life, where does this one rank? Right
This
up
ranks number 1 right now.
Cool. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on just Coach Negro, how he prepared you for this round 2 with Mater Dei? Obviously, when you guys met in the regular season, things didn't go your guys' way.
Well, in the regular season, our coach talked about how disappointed he was walking off that field. And as he approached the locker room closer and closer, he had a sense of confidence coming back into the system. And when he walked in the locker room, he saw a full team. Nobody had heads down. Everybody was fully confident that we beat ourselves. That was all on us, and that we knew that when we get our chance again in the championship game, that we were going to do it again the right way. And he prepared us, just phenomenal coach. He prepared us the right way, mentally, physically, just kept us dialed in. And throughout our weeks of practice, we've been practicing best on best just to get a faster tempo. And because not all the time we get the best look from our scout guys, but doing the best on best, it very helps us start off faster. And I know we didn't start off fast at the beginning, but mentally we knew we had no other choice, so glad we finished off the right way.
Can you describe the moment when you finally saw Chris get that last interception and you could kind of breathe?
I think the whole stadium had a whole hard drop. Like, it could have been us or it could have been them. So it's just the way life works. You either gonna win or you gonna lose.
Did you finally just breathe a little sigh of relief?
I didn't know how it was gonna feel, but I'm glad it came our way.
Awesome. And what did it feel like to hoist up the CIF flag?
It was a complete blessing, like something I dreamed of and never thought it was gonna happen, especially my senior year, so I'm blessed to be here.
So Chris is obviously your teammate, plays offense, defense. He's up for our CLA Showstopper Player of the Year award. What makes him such a threat on either side of the ball?
He's a dog. He got that dog mentality. No matter who's in front of him, big, strong, fast, he has that dog mentality, and whether he's on offense or defense, like, he's just that guy that doesn't give up on any play. like, if I could bring it up, in the Mater Dei game, he chased the receiver from all the way to the backside. And the second time, they knew that he was tired, so they threw a fade on him, and he still deflected the pass. Like, it just shows the amount of heart and the aggressive and how much dog mentality he has in him. And he deserves anything that comes to him. How
crucial was his energy right before the half when he caught that touchdown pass to at least put you guys in double digits?
It was a momentum changer. It just put us in a good position to be where we needed to be.
What's up, folks? The votes have been tallied, and we're about to announce our winners for the inaugural CLA Awards.
Now, we're announcing 3 categories today. We've got Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and my favorite category,
the Showstopper of the Year.
So we'll start off with Showstopper of the Year. This category was action-packed, man, with a bunch of dudes. Chris Hudson from Bosco. We had another one in Silas Bolden from Rancho Cucamonga. We had DJ Harvey up for our Showstopper of the Year. Justin Flo from Upland, and Makai Jordan from Long Beach Poly. And without further ado, and the Showstopper of the Year award goes to
Chris Hudson from Bosco and DJ Harvey from Sierra Canyon.
So it was split, and both dudes balled their tails off this year. Chris Hudson led Bosco to the ship. They came back and they beat Mater Dei in the rematch. And then DJ Harvey, man, this dude just went Deion Sanders all season.
Yeah, he played great on both sides of the ball, led them to the D2 title.
And you want to add in special teams, man. This dude played well in all 3 facets of the game. So give it up, man. Congratulations, Chris Hudson, DJ Harvey, 2019 Showstoppers of the Year. Now on the offensive side, we had 5 great candidates. We had Gary Bryant from Corona Centennial, Miller Moss from Alamany. We had DJ Uiagalelei from Bosco, Bryce Young on that side as well. And then the other Offensive Player of the Year candidate was CJ Stroud from Rancho Cucamonga. And drum roll please, Danny, the 2019 CLA Offensive Player of the Year is?
It's going to be DJ after last night's great performance, leading the Bosco to that big victory over Mater Dei, and just all around great season.
Voting closed last night at midnight, and DJ, he tallied it up in tremendous fashion, man, went out with a bang and got a ring. So congratulations to our first ever CLA Offensive Player of the Year, Clemson quarterback commit DJ Uiagalelei.
And for the Defensive Player of the Year category, we have a lot of deserving candidates. Who are some of the guys that made the list?
So the 5 guys on the list, Junior Tuialamaka from Alamany ended up going out, early towards the beginning of the playoffs. Didn't really play towards the end of the season. Great player. Jaden Genova, the linebacker from J. Sarah, was on that list. Clark Phillips, lockdown DB from La Habra. We had Rajon Davis from Mater Dei, played in the game last night, and Justin Flo. And it was unanimous. It wasn't even a race. Justin Flo, 2019 CLA Defensive Player of the Year. And if you see a few of these highlights right here, man, the guy was incredible. You had a few chances to watch him over the years even, but just describe Justin Flo's game.
Just a phenomenal player. Can't wait to see him play at the next level.
A bunch of great candidates. So Justin Flo, CLA Defensive Player of the Year, DJ Uiagalelei, our Offensive Player of the Year, and the 2 Showstoppers of the Year,
DJ Harvey and Chris Hudson.
And that's it, folks. So next week, stay tuned. CLA 2019 Coach of the Year, sponsored by the Honor Bowl, will be presented on next week's show.
Okay, guys, next week, our regional championships. The Mixtape Crews headed to San Diego. It's Sierra Canyon versus Helix High School. I got a chance to visit with the Helix Highlanders this year. They're headed up by head coach Robbie Owens. They went 11-1 this season. Super hungry, great team, and you know a little bit about Sierra Canyon.
Yeah, Sierra Canyon's coming in with some firepower. The Trailblazers, actually led by a couple of juniors, Chaden Peary, quarterback, and DJ Harvey, who's up for our Showstopper of the Year. They're rolling. DJ Harvey's performing on defense. He really shut down Ian Duarte and Chaminade this week. And he's actually playing well on special teams, cribbed a punt, and had a ton of catches. So it should be a great game. And if you guys don't know, Helix High School, one of the most famous alums ever out of Helix, Reggie Bush.
Alex Smith as well.
Yep.
Another big name. So
we won't talk. He's a Niner. winner, so
yeah,
I'm not
it's a
so
touchy
much.
subject here, but yeah. And then also something to look forward to next week, we're also going to be announcing the CLA Award for Coach of the Year, and that's actually sponsored by the Honor Bowl.
Sponsored by the Honor Bowl right here, 2015 helmet. So yes, CLA Coach of the Year, sponsored by the Honor Bowl, will be announced on next week's show. But thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
I'm
Stay
AP.
tuned, guys. This is LP. We're signing off for now.
Deuces.